Jason Odell, and good morning. Things jittering around on me here. A little chilly this morning. Not too bad. I am in San Diego, California. More specifically, I am up on La Jolla Cliffs, and it is a beautiful morning. The sun just came up, and I wanted to take you all on a tour. I've got my clients showing up later on this evening for a 3.5 day birding photography workshop. I've got my rig here. Got let's see if I can make this happen here. Turn things around. Here's my view right now. And you can see all of the pelicans that are down there. I'm going to take you on the tour, but I've got my rig. This is my um, OM system OM1 Mark II camera body. And woo, and I have a 150 to 400 millimeter f4.5 lens. In case you're curious, it's a zoom lens. Um, And because I'm shooting with the OM system camera, it's micro four thirds. The effective focal length is twice that what you get on 35 millimeter format. So means this is really behaves like a 300 to 800 millimeter lens, which is pretty awesome. And it's even got a built-in teleconverter that'll get me out to um, the equivalent of 1,000 millimeters. So I just want to walk along here and take you on the tour of La Jolla before I do some more photography, because it's very, very beautiful morning. I guess I can't zoom in with this camera, can I? Okay. Well, down here you can see a bunch of pelicans that are roosting, and they'll go out and come back in. And this time of year is perfect because the male pelicans in breeding conditions have really lots of red on their throat. So unlike just this guy's doing his display down there. I don't know if you can see that one. He's cool. Um, Shame I can't zoom in. Let's see. Nope. Oh well, that is what it is. But the shooting is really easy up here because we mostly just hang out on this sidewalk. There's the sun coming up. Um, so let's keep going down and see some more things we can see. I've already seen some hummingbirds and some song sparrows. And I'm just ashamed that I can't zoom in on this for you, but hopefully it'll be good. I come here every January because I'll tell you, it's really nice to be here in January instead of being somewhere cold like Colorado where I live. Now, I don't see anybody in here, but earlier today there was some song sparrows down in here, but you can see there's more pelicans over there if you look. So we're going to give you the full tour. I'm going to try to get the full tour here. This is one of my favorite spots because you can just come here and you sit here and you've got the Pacific back there, you've got the nice soft morning light. Look at that huge colony of brown pelicans. And when they come back in, you can catch them flying in towards you, and it makes for some great shots when they pull up to land, which is always fun. Hi, Kat. Hey, Stacy. Hey, Les. Amanda. Hey, Jill. Good to see everybody here. Some of you guys are awake. I was awake at much too early morning, so I'm here. Sun is just now starting to come up over the hills. Get some light on those pelicans down there, so it'll be for some good photography later. And there's one just right on that rock over there. These make for some great shots if you can get them when they're doing their preening behavior or interacting with the other birds. There's a few seagulls down here. I don't really pay too much attention to them. They're here. Let's keep going. Clearly, Substack doesn't use image stabilization in there. There we go. So they come in, and if you miss one as a photographer, I tell my clients, don't worry about it. Just wait a few minutes. You'll get another one. And get some more flying out there. And usually by the end of a morning, you come back and you have a couple of thousand photos, depending on how fast you like to set your frame rate. This is a great spot. This is like one of my happy places. Let's keep going down here. Here's our friend. It's either a Western gull or a California gull. I can't tell the difference, and they won't speak to me. Hey, also seen osprey here. Here come a bunch of pelicans in. You can see how it comes around and it's turning in, and then they land on those cliffs. And if you're lucky, they'll land in a spot that's not obstructed by something. They always seem to go behind a rock at the last possible minute. But this is a place where I like to teach my clients how to set up their autofocus and really practice. Here comes one. I don't know if you can see it there. It's pretty small. There it goes. Coming in. And then, of course, there's a lot of people here. It's obviously the holiday weekend. So we got the divers, we have the swimmers, we got all kinds of folks out here just enjoying the Pacific coast here in California. So as I work my way down the next section, we're going to see another species, and they like to hang out. I think I see a willet or something down there. Oh, that's cool. We're going to see um, the next group because there's a big rookery of an animal, a bird called a Brandt's cormorant. I got lots of photos of them. They're beautiful. And here's one right there. And say good morning to our Brandt's cormorant. That's a male, I think. And they got these cool little tufty feathers, and their throat turns really blue in the breeding season. You can see all the swimmers, and yeah, you wear a wetsuit out here. It's cold in the water there. But this whole area was a whole breeding colony, a nesting colony of Brandt's cormorants. Look them up if you want. And they don't look like much when you first see them, but if you catch them in the right light, there they are. They've got this beautiful blue, sapphire blue eye, and then the blue throat patch. And then we've got some more locals. Here come the sea lions, some pups. They're down there too. We can see them. We'll find more of them in a minute. So here's the Brandt's cormorant colony. So you can spend 3 hours here, easy, and come back with more photos. Oh, now see, this guy is trying to steal some nesting material from the other nest. Uh-huh. There's another little guy in there. Oh, yeah, they're stealing nesting material for their own nest. See, all's fair. When you're not on your nest, you better watch out because someone's going to take your nesting material. This is where I need to have, I'm going to make a joke here. This is why I need my British accent nature show host, shall I say, David Attenborough accent. The bronze cormorants sitting on the posts on their little. They make these little nests out of seaweed that they go out and fetch from the ocean, and then they build it up. Oh, there's one. You can see his blue throat patch is just magnificent. Hey, turn around again. Show my viewers. You're live, dude. And so they will fight over getting the nesting material. So when it's kind of like the law of the jungle. If you snooze, you lose. You can hear the sea lions. That's them in the background. All right, let's keep going. Position closer ones. I might be able to get you a better look at these Brandt's cormorants. Yeah, Kat. In Asia, they will train certain species of cormorants to go fishing, and they had a little thing around their neck so they can't swallow the bird. I'm not sure how ethical that is, but it is traditional. Here we go. Here's some more. Guys, say hi. Say hi to my friends out on Substack. Beautiful morning. It's supposed to be about 75 degrees today and sunny. Go figure. It's San Diego. All right, let's keep going. Hey, pup. Lots of people out on a holiday weekend. Oh, here we go. Now this one, you can really see some of their Show me that throat pat, brother. That one's sitting on a nest. As you can see, the sea lions out there playing in the surf. Look at them. It's so great. And they are just nesting. Now, I've seen some years I've been here, they'll be sitting on eggs. I'm not sure if they've got eggs yet. I try to come in the middle, mid-January, typically, because that's usually when the birds are in their breeding condition. They're here year round, but they look nicer when they're sitting on nests. They're a lot more um, cooperative in terms of getting photos because they're always going in and carrying nesting material back and forth. If you come here in the summer, you might not see nearly as much activity. Okay. That's me again. Got my Tilly hat on here. So we're just going to walk around here. Now I'm at the bottom of the main sort of park at La Jolla Cove, um, where we are now. If you want to Google me on the map, that's where we're at. So they've got the lifeguards and the seagull, and there's the people swimming in the ocean, which is not really my jam today. Let's go out and look for some more critters because they're there. I just have to get around to them. So the difference between seals and sea lions, because we've got both here. Sea lions are the ones that can kind of walk upright. They can pivot their pelvis underneath them. They're the ones you see at SeaWorld doing tricks. Seals can't do that. And there's harbor seals here too, but they're not usually up at this part of the cove. And they just kind of slug along. So when you see the ones that are playing out like we have here, those are all the California sea lion. And I'm going to try to find their main spot because they like to be out here. So I'm down at the point now, coming around. The immature gull. And typically the sea lions like to hang out on these rocks, but I think the tide is up. So we're going to see what we see. We got a couple of pelicans down there, and the sea lions are in the surf. Oh, there's the big ones. And way out there, you can see the sea lions out on those rocks. So this spot, we used to be able to go down on those rocks, but people started doing stupid things. Go figure, people doing stupid things to animals. Marine mammals are by law protected. You cannot touch them. You cannot approach them. It is a federal offense if you do. Ready for your close up? There you go. And then sometimes around here, we'll see different kinds of gulls. So here's some the different species of gulls. I think they're Heermann's gulls. They have the red beaks. There goes a pelican. There we go. Nice. And there's also royal terns, and can't quite see them, and they're down there on those rocks, but they will come around and fly in, especially when the tide is out, and you can get cool photos here. There's a tern coming in. There it goes. So that is a royal tern. I really wish I could zoom my camera. Unfortunately, um, tis a limitation, I suppose. And there's our sea lions all the way back there, and a couple of pelicans to boot. So this is a great spot. You can just sit here and you can have your camera and watch the birds go by, and hopefully they come in close enough that you can get a good tight shot, get them flying, get them landing. Here comes a pelican. See that? Boom. And you can just shoot. And if you don't get that one, here comes another one. You just watch them go by. And you can hear that male sea lion out there talking about what's up. Here comes a tern. There's a pelican. It's a beautiful morning too. There's worse things you can do than come out here and sit by the ocean, listening to the waves, watch the sea lions surfing as they often do. Even if you didn't have your camera, um, it's a pretty great spot. It's like the terns are still doing their thing. There's not as many terns this year as I've seen in the past, but they could just be out fishing. Keep going a little bit. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday so far. Been kind of crazy, so it's important to have your moment of zen. Uh, okay, so these waves here coming up on these, I really wish I could zoom in on this for you because the sea lions are out there and they're surfing in these waves. If you look at the wave, sometimes you can see a sea lion in them, but they will surf. You can watch them just body surf. You see the little heads poking up. Yeah, when I left my house yesterday, it was like 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Not fun. I got to San Diego and it was, 75, 76. Oh, yeah, they're surfing in that. That's awesome. You see the sea lions out there. Yeah, we're just gonna keep walking because, hey, I'll get my steps in. This whole area is just honestly one of my favorite places to be. And the photography here is so easy because, you're on sidewalk. It's not dangerous. Really don't need a tripod or anything. And I've been shooting here since first time I came down was to check it out was in 2017. Not that I hadn't been to San Diego before, but the first time I tried to do real um, scouting. And what I found about this location is that if you're a photographer or you're just getting started at bird photography, little birds are really hard. So the pelicans, the cormorants, they're large enough that you can get them in the frame and actually practice with your settings. Um, and I also really like this place because when I do get photos, the background is the ocean, the waves crashing, instead of just a bird, suspended in the sky. And then you throw in all the other stuff that you can get here too, because you got the sea lion. And then I usually take my groups out to another location where there's um, more of the wading birds, egrets and herons and that kind of stuff. And then another spot where we'll go, you can get the shore, excuse me, the waterfowl, wood ducks and teal, and sometimes even the giant white pelicans. So you know, there's a lot of stuff here. It's not the most exotic location, but it's incredibly safe and it's very reliable. Um, there's places where you go and I'll go out and say, wildlife area or something, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, you can see birds there." They're either too far away or they're up in trees. It's impossible to get shots. And if you're more than one person, forget it because they'll all fly away. So, morning, Carol. Um, the so this is just an absolute perfect um, training ground for bird photography, in my opinion. It's reliable, it's repeatable, and then the pictures you get are actually really quite nice. Um, I have pictures of brown pelicans from back east, and they're never the same because they're just you know gliding. Here, you get them in the nice breeding plumage. You have the colors, and then you get them doing behaviors because it's the mating season, the nesting season. So you got them displaying. And that to me is just so much more impactful from the standpoint of actually getting good photos. Um, it's it's a huge thing. I'm just working my way down the beach here because there's another spot I want to check out. So we are going to go down to where that breakwater is and see if there's any seals there, okay? Uh, how's everybody out there in the chat doing, okay? We got a probably got another, tenth of a mile to walk. Right? Go a little bit. So this area here, you can go into these little things. There's some waves down here, some rocks, but I don't see anything. Can take a look and see if there's anything down here. No, but it's no animals, but it's a pretty view. And I'm not going down those rocks. I think there's tide pools here at low tide, but I didn't bring my tide pooling gear. I want to say the Pacific down here, the ocean temperature is probably 63, 64 degrees, maybe a little bit chillier because it's winter, maybe upper 50s, low 60s. You got the ice plant doing its thing. All these things are flowering here. That's a pretty picture right there. Hey, right? I'm not here to do landscape photography, but you never know. Ah, okay. Just bear with me. Walk along carrying this big old camera. Try not to run into any tourists. I mean, deliberately. All right. Yes. Add this to lists of places that I would like to live but cannot afford. The weather here is great, practically year round. It's wonderful. So I'm looking out on the place called the Children's Pool, and it was built in the 30s to be a protected cove for kids to swim. And over the years, the harbor seals decided this was the perfect little beach protected area to come and start having their pups. So once that got established, the city decided we better keep that protected for them. So it's no longer a children's swimming area, but you can still go there and it's a place where you can find harbor seals. So once I get there, hopefully see some seals and you can see the difference between them and the California sea lions we saw earlier. Oh, another giveaway on sea lions is they have ear flaps. They don't have AirPods, but they have ear flaps. Whereas seals just have the little hole. They don't have an external ear whatsoever. Let me get back here. So that's where we're going. That's the little protected area, the cove, the children's pool, as it's called. And there's a big lifeguard stand there. California palm trees. And we've got some, oh, this is great. We've got some local artists painting, doing some paintings here. Got their artwork out. This is great. Just a wonderful morning. Okay. So here's another example of what the cliffs look like. Got our little flowers down here. This is a pretty picture, right? So I got my foreground, my middle ground, and my background, right? Landscape 101. Very cool. I don't know, it's just my internet connection is unstable. Who the heck knows? I'm unstable. That's how we roll. All right, I'm almost there. I'm going to get up to the children's pool. And I do see some seals on the beach. I won't be able to go down there onto the beach because they're protected by law, but we'll get to see them. Okay. Ah, it's blue skies and sunshine. Okay, almost there. Just got to get a little bit farther around, and I can go down to the pool. And I'll sometimes come here in the afternoons with my clients. because sometimes you'll see a few different species. I've seen oyster catchers down here. Um, just sort of depends. Depends on the mood. The animals do whatever they're going to do. We're just sort of sharing their world with them. So they're not always the most predictable thing. Okay, come up to the. All right. Yes, look at this. Here we go. All right. So those little blobs out there are seals. Those are harbor seals. And they can't flip their little rear hind flippers up underneath them to walk. So they just kind of have to blob along, kind of like, like a slug. I don't know if the seawall is open. It might not be, but I'm going to go down and see where I can get to. So I'll try. Yep, there's a lot of little pups. They're all going into the water. See them? There they go. Oh, got some good surf action too. There they go. They're heading out. I got here just in time before they left. There goes the seals. So one year I was here and there was actually a mama seal going into labor. She was going to give birth to her pup. Um, we didn't stay the entire time, but yeah, it was newborns on the beach. This is the time of year they do their thing. I can see them down there. If you look in the water, you can see them swimming. They're really good underwater. They're not so great on land. See if I can get down a little closer for you guys. It's a little tough with no zoom on my phone. You can see they close this beach off because seal pupping season. But there it is. There's our seals. And I don't think sometimes you can walk out on that seawall, but I don't think it's open today because the surf is pretty high. They sometimes close it off. There's the view. And it looks like they're doing some maintenance. I'm gonna have to go around. I'm just gonna try to see if I can get over to the other side, but I'm not sure it's even open because everything here is protected. Oh, maybe you can go out there. Okay, I'm gonna go around, see if I can get up onto that seawall. This is called Adventures in Wildlife Watching in Urban Areas. Tide is really pretty high up. Okay. Yeah, I think the seawall's open. It might be a little bit wet, but I'm going to still see if I can get you a better shot of those seals. There's a sign. So don't get too close to seals. No selfie. Yeah, see, if they have to make the sign, it means that someone was doing it. But this is where you go if you want to see harbor seals. Try not to get too wet. Yeah, it's a bit wet out there, and the seals have all gone into they're all doing their thing. You know, they're not exactly land animals, you know? So really cool surf here. And they've all gone into the water now. So rather than stand up here and get impacted by the wave action, I'm going to head back. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the little tour of La Jolla Cove. It's, like I said, it's one of my happy places to be in. If I'm here, it means that I've had some people sign up for my birding workshop, which always makes me happy because I really feel like this is seriously the best place to, one of the best places in terms of reliability and just cool shots to come out and, you know, be somewhere in January that isn't snowed in and minus 20 degrees because who needs that? So I'm going to work my way back and I'm going to hopefully get back to the hotel and have some breakfast. And I'll post some pictures later um, from whatever I come up with from this morning, if anything is good. But I appreciate it. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the subscribers and everyone who's following me. It's always a pleasure to see people out there willing to tune in for stuff like this. So until I see you again, I'm Jason Odell from the photographer's perspective. Thanks a bunch for tuning in today and have a great weekend, guys. Be safe out there. See ya.